here live at SQL Saturday and obviously talking about SQL Server 2016. So we're just going to ask you a couple of questions for the guys who are watching live. So firstly, it would be great if you could tell us a bit about yourself.
Of course. So, hi Marion. My name is Dan Galavan. I've been working with SQL Server since 2003, St. Patrick's Day 2003. I was working in Germany at the time. And I got into SQL Server actually through MS Access. As we all know, Access, it's a gateway database. And I've been working with Master Data Services since 2013 and really since Master Data Services 2012.
Great. So you've just finished presenting and you were even wearing a leprechaun hat. How did it go?
Great. So yeah, I really enjoyed it. I was curious to see how it would go in terms of it's an 8 a.m. start and it's lovely weather outside. But we had a great turnout and I really enjoyed it and I got what I wanted to say in on time. I was a bit concerned about time, but it worked out really well.
And were you nervous about being the first speaker up?
A little.
It's okay.
Yeah.
So why did you choose to present on Master Data Services?
Sure. Well, I've been working with it since 2012 and you've got, there's lots of people who know the DB engine inside out. There's lots of people who know SSIS inside out. And I wanted to speak about something that was a little bit different. Something that's a little bit different, and Master Data Services stood out for me actually. And because I had been working with it, I've been working with it, as I said, since 2013. It was something that I could offer. I could share a lot of experience with it. I could share what I've learned, and I could really contribute to the community. So that's why I picked Master Data Services.
Great. So I have a tricky question for you now. Can you explain Master Data Services in 30 seconds?
Okay. Well, it's if you want to have a single version of the truth, particularly in terms of, I don't want to say reference data, but non-transactional data, Master Data Services can really help with that. Plus, you're going to see a lot of business buy-in. If you really want to look after your master data, you need business buy-in because it needs regular care. It's like a garden. It needs to be mowed and weeded out and whatnot in terms of data quality. So Master Data Services can really help in terms of managing like a product catalogue or a customer catalogue.
Great. And the last question for me is, do you remember being hypnotised at
That was a look-alike. I do. I think I do.
I have the evidence. Hi Dan.
Hey Chris, how you doing?
My name's Chris Tess-O'Neill. I'm a Microsoft Data Platform MVP. I work in the Cortana analytics space and saw your presentation, Dan, really good on that Master Data Services.
Thank you.
I think you raised a really good point there about business buy-in and the fact that if you don't have that buy-in, it can be very difficult to work. Have you got any examples where you've been involved with Master Data Services where it's been driven more by the IT department rather than the business?
For me, it's been a mix.
Right.
The IT department, they're always going to be the custodian, the guys to look after the servers and moving the data, for example, from an ETL perspective. But you have to set the expectation up front. You've got to say, guys, we're putting in a Master Data Services solution here, but this needs regular care. You guys need to take ownership of this. And it's not just in terms of backing up MDS, it's in terms of maintaining, like I said, mowing the garden. So, and that can take time to help people to warm to, for want of a better description, to set the expectation early on, because oftentimes with a BI implementation of any kind, people think we're going to get something installed and I can just run it and that's the end of it, and it's not like that. So you really have to manage that, and it can take time. It's almost like coaching.
Yeah.
It can take time to show the accounts department how to work with Master Data Service and what are the benefits of doing that. But what, yeah. Mm-hmm.
So what's your favourite aspect of Master Data Services and how has it helped you become more productive in what you do?
Mm-hmm. My favourite aspect is the business rules. Certainly in 2016, they've revamped the front end. The engine underneath doesn't seem to have changed much. There are one or two tweaks, but the fact that they've revamped the user interface makes it much more user-friendly. And there's a lot of benefit to be gained from the business rules aspect. For me, what I like the most is the fact that you don't have to go through the IT function. You don't have to go through the IT department, for example. But the idea is if they work together, if there's a synergy there. So my favourite aspect is the fact that the business get empowered and you get to share the workload.
Yeah.
And it can really accelerate the time taken to change data and update data.
Excellent. I mean, one of the cool feature as well, of course, of 2016 is the compression that's been introduced. Do you have any plans to make use of that within your implementations in the future?
Very curious about it. Because it's entity level compression. It's using SQL row level compression. So yes, as soon as I get an opportunity, we'll be looking at that, and also the indexing
the non-clustered indexes.
in non-clustered indexes.
Yeah.
I mean, and I know it's just non-clustered, but nevertheless, the fact that you can now index in MDS is a big plus. And if you look at SQL Agent, you see the SQL Agent MDS index optimization task, and that's cool.
Yeah, because if we think about it, you know, we use non-clustered indexes all the time, don't we, to cover queries in the database engine. So if we can kind of use this, how shall I say, in a targeted manner, we should see a noticeable improvement of extracting the data from the subscription views as a result of using that.
I'd like to think we'll see an improvement all around, certainly at a subscription view level, depending how the query is written to access the subscription view. But I would also like to think from working with the entities themselves, because otherwise it's a black box. And the fact that the indexing function is in there now and the entity compression, it's a big help, and I'm really looking forward to getting stuck in with that.
Excellent. And one final question from me is there a session at SQL Saturday Dublin today that you're looking forward to seeing?
Oh yes, there's actually all of them. At events like this,
Pick one.
I'm like a kid in the sweet shop, but I would certainly say, obviously Chris Testo and Neil's session. That's top of the list.
It's alright, then I'll give you the brown envelope.
But there's a session on Polybase by Hubert from Codec DSS, and I'm really looking forward to that as well. Yeah.
Dan, thank you very much for your time. I really appreciate it.
Thank you very much. Thanks.